Hello and welcome to another episode of the BA Guide in Quarantine. Today we're going to be tackling the ECBA certification through the IIBA. The ECBA is the entry-level certification into business analysis, and it's a great certification for those that are aspiring to become business analysts, as well as those that have just recently gotten their first business analyst role. I would say probably within the first 6 months or definitely within the first year of their business analyst role. The reason that it's great for people without that business analysis experience is because it tests you on the foundational knowledge of business analysis as described as part of the BABAC, or the Business Analysis Body of Knowledge. I know that's a lot of terms, so let's break them down a little bit before we jump into the ECBA exam. There's a bunch of organizations that put out certifications in business analysis, one of the prominent ones being the IIBA, the International Institute for Business Analysis. Now, the IIBA has several levels of certifications that you can get, starting at the ECBA, the Entry Certificate for Business Analysis. So that is the first certificate that you can get. And then they have other ones that kind of go up the chain as you have more direct business analysis experience. So with the ECBA, there isn't any type of required hours working as a business analyst to be eligible to take it. Instead, they just ask you to have 21 professional hours, basically to show that you've gone through and actually done your research and study to be able to pass the exam. Now, those 21 hours of those 21 professional hours can be a combination of a lot of different things. It can mean everything from self-study, through webinars, through online courses, or anything of that nature, as long as whatever you're studying or whatever you're taking, like the online course, follows the standards of the BABAC, or the BABOK. So it's the Business Analysis Body of Knowledge. Ultimately, it's a thick book that helps describe all of the standards for business analysis as described by the IIBA. So the ECBA certification is based on those standards. And again, like I mentioned earlier, the test or the exam is based more around the foundational concepts. It's making sure that you understand the terminology and you understand the techniques and the tools that a business analyst uses to generate value for organizations. For this exam, it's not too much of the application of how you would do it. It's more of knowing what you can do or what's out there and available for you. Now, for this exam, there's some different pieces that they focus in on. So what we're going to do is actually I'm going to show you my screen here, and we're going to look at some of the different specifics for the ECBA exam. So here is the page for the Entry Certificate into Business Analysis. This is on the IIBA website, and I will provide a link for this in the description below of this video, so make sure you jump down there if you want to find out more about the ECBA. Right down here in the Getting Started is where we want to focus. So there's 4 key things that you need to do as part of the ECBA. Number 1 is to create an account with the IIBA. It's just a free account that you can create, but if you are an IIBA member, note that you will get a discount on the exam when you go to take it. So it might be worth it to become an IIBA member, but anyways, have to at least create or log into an account. Second thing is those 21 professional development hours that I mentioned. Again, that can be a combination of self-study, online courses, etc., as long as it is following the business analysis body of knowledge, the standards that are described in there, the version 3. And then the other 2 things, you need to agree with their code of conduct and terms and conditions. Now, if you're deciding that, I definitely want to go through and take the ECBA, I'm an aspiring business analyst, I am a new business analyst, and I want to really validate and prove my knowledge, what you can do is come out here and actually start creating your application. They have a little apply now right here. that application will saved as a draft out here on the website for you. So you can start to fill out your professional development hours in there, put in your details, and that way if you have any questions or you need to kind of finalize or brush up on something before you take the exam, you're actually finding that out as you're going through your steps of prep, rather than when you go to apply, you say, okay, I'm ready to take the exam, you go to apply, and now you're, having to take steps back to go back and make adjustments. So it is a good idea to apply, fill that out as you're going, and then once you're ready, go ahead and submit. Now, for your application, you will need some details from the BA guide from us if you do take any of our online courses to qualify you for the 21 professional development hours. So what we're going to do is actually jump out here. We have a page on our website, thebaguide.com//IIBA exam details. So this is where you can find all of our contact information that you need for the actual application into the ECBA. So now back to me. Now that we've covered that and we've talked a little bit about the ECBA, where you go, where you can find more information, and where you can apply, let's just talk about some of my personal thoughts. Again, the ECBA is great for aspiring and new business analysts. For sure, what you want to get, if you're looking to get a certification, you're looking to get a leg up over your competition, or you're looking to prove to your organization, your future organization, or yourself that you have a base understanding of the standards of business analysis, ECBA is a great certification to go through and get it. Now, right now, we are all in quarantine, or much of the world is in quarantine. Some places are starting to release, but the IIBA has made these exams available to be taken online. So you can take them completely from your home as long as you meet the requirements. I think that it's a webcam and microphone and maybe some other stipulations that you have to do that. But nonetheless, you can go through, and as you're applying for the exam and looking at your the various testing options, you can see what they require for the online exams and see if that's applicable to you. Now, preparing for the exam. There's a bunch of ways you can do this. Most students that I talk to like to take online courses and other webinars and other trainings to be able to build up their 21 professional hours. And the reason for that is that's easier to prove should your application get audited. Ultimately, they audit a certain percent of applications and then go through and validate those, basically what was entered into that application. So you want to make sure that you've got the proof, you've got the information that you need to show that you did what your application is saying that you did. So once you get those 21 hours, you can always include some self-study in there, but again, that's hard to prove. So I've never gotten audited personally by the IIBA, so I don't know how stringent they are, but that's just that. So great for aspiring and new business analysts. Definitely want to go through and do your professional hours of development and making sure that that's good. Now, after you get your 21 hours, there's a lot of confusion. People aren't sure, should they start taking the exam right away or what should they do? For me, I like to go through and do some practice exams. So these are some practice questions that can help you basically validate that you're ready for the exam and help you identify any gaps that you have before you take that exam. Unfortunately, here at the IIBA, we don't have any practice exams created for the ECBA certification yet. They're coming. But in the meantime, there's a bunch of other organizations. One of them that looks pretty good is Watermark Learning. They have some pretty good practice exams for the ECBA exam, so you can always check out their website and see the options there. I did provide a direct link in the description below as well, so that way you have that. But that is the ECBA exam. Again, great entry-level exam. If you're a current business analyst, you've been doing it for years, the exam isn't going to really push you in any direction. But if you're a new or aspiring business analyst, this exam can help to show, and this certification can help to show that you have the base knowledge of the business analysis standards as described by the IIBA. Nonetheless, I hope that information was very helpful for you and gives you a little bit more details about the ECBA and when it's applicable and what students would be best suited in taking this. So that's all I have for today. Enjoy, happy learning, and bye for now.